I'm joined
Hello,
today.
Jerry.
Hi, it's great to see you. Very nice to meet you. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Nice to meet you, Jerry. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, your stomach is getting longer and longer.
Yes, it keeps on growing.
Yeah.
So
How's
where are
everything
you
doing?
today? Are you in Shanghai as well, or are you within the States today?
I'm in States, in California.
Cool.
Yeah. It's better to stay in USA right now. 哎，马总你好。
你好，校长。
For people who don't know, my very first YouTube videos I've ever recorded were at Winsun. Back in 2019 in September, I visited Winsun, and it was incredible.
Wow.
Before any companies I had ever seen in America printed any concrete at all, I believe the number was $200 million you had invested into experimenting with printed houses. You had multi-floor buildings, a 5-floor apartment building, 3D printed mansions, all in one place. It was an incredible experience. And still to this day, I haven't seen so many printed buildings all together. And so I really wanted to get your experience, what it was like printing all of those projects. And if you have any totals of like how many prints you've done, have you done the most prints in the world? Do you have any statistics, how many buildings you printed? I mean, there's so much exciting stuff to talk about. I can't wait to get into it.
谢谢，杰瑞啊。
Well, thank you, Jerry, so much for your invitation, and also thank you for your efforts in the 3D printing. So for Winsun, in the past couple of years, since your first visit us, Winsun have experienced fast development. We not only have developed new technology on either equipment, 3D printing equipment, but also the software as well. We not only have the printer that you saw for the first generation that's printed in the warehouse, in the workshop, but also we have developed the live printing, the new generation printer. The new generation printer that will enable us to assemble it in half an hour, and also enable us to transit from one place to another place in about half an hour. So that's with a lot of mobility, we will say. So this is the first that's happening in Winsun. Second one is so far we developed more than 100 type of formula on the raw material that we can utilize the industrial waste from like the power plant, the mineral plant, and those not only we can utilize the natural material, but also we can demonstrate we can use the recycled material. That's in long run good for the planet. Yeah. So then the third one is in the application field. So now we apply our 3D printing technology to the projects, to the transportation area, also to the freeway area, like the sound barrier. And in China, we spend a lot of efforts to develop the mobile house, we will say, mobile units. In the past couple of years, we donated, because of the pandemic, we donated more than 100 units to the people, to the government, that they need the units for the either quarantine purposes, or for the for the isolation purposes, or for the testing purposes. So in the next coming years, we are going to donate another 100 units for the people that they need, not only in China but also worldwide. Even if there are any party in the United States have an interesting, we will be happy to work with. So for the house-wise, in totally so far, since the beginning of the factory, we printed more than 400 units so far in general. Yeah.
Very cool. 400 units. That's incredible. And starting to go printing all around the world. When was your first print outside of China?
As you may already know, that in 2015, we work with the Dubai government for the 17 Dubai box house, the office. That's the first project overseas for Winsun. Then the latest one is this year in March. We work with Japanese customer, printed very unique style of house for Japanese market. If you like, we can send you the video and pictures.
I saw the Dubai, the first printed office building in the world when I was there. That's a very nice building. It was just receiving a fresh paint job because they did it in 2015. They're doing the Dubai Expo. They cleaned it. It looked amazing. So the product offering you have in the United States, what does that look like?
Our headquarters in United States is based in California. So he mentioned that if for more details about US market, I can talk about that more later. I've mentioned about right now. The first what we can do in the United States is mobile units, mobile houses. Right now we work with Shanghai government that we are going to donate 1,000 units per district. That's total 16 districts. Altogether, that's 1,600 units that we're going to donate for in Shanghai. Those will be either isolation units or the office for the medical staff or the testing COVID testing house units, etc. Then for the United States, because we already accumulated a lot of experience in the mobile units, so this is the one where that we can bring the same model in United States for the affordable units, like the ADU. Yeah, the second one is low-income houses. We work with California right now. Yeah, well, I can talk about that later as well. Yeah, in 2020, when the pandemic is at the beginning of this pandemic, so Winsun donated in that year 117 units for the government that they needed units. Among them there are 15 units that's donated to Pakistan, and we also donated some to Mexico country. Yeah.
Very nice. Is the project in Cornell, the Ashen Cabin, was Winsun involved in that project?
Yes.
Yes. That was a very cool building. I actually went there and checked it out. It was beautiful, but it turned out it was on private property, so they didn't want the video something.
Oh, got it.
I'm not sure. But it was a very nice building, and they built it out of the wood that had been killed by the beetles. There was a nice story behind it too. But I also really wanted to know what's in the very beginning when Winsun first started. What was the seed that it's grown from now, and when did it really the idea and the beginning of getting going?
Okay, so the story goes back to earlier as 2002. Yeah. So at that time, Mr. Ma was on the building site, and unfortunately, he saw a worker falling down from the site. Yeah, got hurt seriously. So at that time, he got he's got very shocked about the industry. So he's doubt because there are automatic machine to build the airplane, automatic machine to build the vehicle like the car. Yeah, why there are no machine can be automatically build the house? That's a much safe way. That's my way, high efficient way. So, but his co-worker denied his idea. He said that's too hard. But Mr. Ma think the idea comes since that conversation. The idea comes to his mind from time to time. He think that will be the future. The more he more think that will be the construction. He called it industrialization. From the market side, the construction industry is a way bigger market compared to the automobile build industry. Mm-hmm. It is based on China's data, it will be 3 to 4 times bigger. So the auto industry already it's highly automatic industry, but the construction for the house is too much labor, too low efficiency. So the future will be 3D printing based on our study. So right now, what we are doing is we using a lot of the industrial solid waste, and also we use a lot of construction recycle waste into our material that we can utilize in our 3D printing technology. That fundamentally in the future saves the environment.
So I know in America, most young people want to work with their minds instead of their hands. And I think in China, it's the same. I think China has the most engineering students of any country in the world. And so what's the labor market like in China? Is it hard to find people to do manual labor? How is that environment?
Mr. Ma, I think it's pretty similar. What's happening in the United States and what's happening in China for the young generation, and more and more the students, they would like to focus on the IT industry, high-tech industry, and only the people like they are older than 50 years old age, they are still looking for a job in the labor intensive industry. Yeah. So China definitely have a labor shortage in the coming years.
What about the current construction industry in China? I know in some regions it's overbuilt, but there's probably other regions where it's underbuilt and they still need construction all the time, right?
Okay. So in China, still the labor intensive construction model is a major model right now in China, but we are seeing more and more new technology like the PC. I believe it's panel construction. Mm-hmm. So the Chinese government, they have a goal is to 40% of the will be automatically constructed to the houses. Right now, only about 10%. Yeah, still a lot of room.
Yeah, China's known for having the fastest construction, and they say that like Shenzhen speed, they build it 1 floor per day. Looking forward, there's projects. When will the first house be in America that I can go visit and film?
So right now, based on our plan, is we are going to ship the first 5 printer in next month. Wow. So yeah, we are working with the builder in couple of states, including California. Yeah, so we are bidding for the program as well. So you are very welcome to visit us at that time once it's built, and help also advertise for us. Yeah, we appreciate it. And the new generation printer, it's affordable. It's foldable printer, so it can be assembled on the site in half an hour and disassemble it in half an hour.
So that sounds like a robotic arm system rather than a gantry system?
That's a very good question, Jerry. So for the Winsun, for the first generation of the printer, it is gantry style 3D printer, as you may already know. That's close to 98 tons. Yeah. And it spent us 1 month to assemble it. The second generation was still its gantry style, but we can assemble it in 3 days. Right now, what we are promoting is a new generation of printer. It's a robotic arm style. We call it a robotic arm style. So it, just like we introduced, it can be assembled in half an hour, disassembled in half an hour. That's more like a robotic style. So for the second generation of gantry style printer, that's still very heavy. It's 20 tons. Yeah. But the new generation only 5 tons. So way lighter. And the biggest advantage is it's lighter, it's mobility, and also it has 2 printer head, 2 nozzle. That can work way faster, way high efficient. And it also can coordinate with another, printer. That means 2 printers can work in the same time.
That's fascinating to have 2 nozzle heads. And would they extrude the same material or different material?
The 2 printer will have 2 separate pumping systems. So the raw material can be same or can be different.
And when it comes to the mixing system, from my experience, that's been one of the most contentious parts of printing in terms of there's a lot of difficulties for companies at a mixer pump system, and also a lot of manual labor loading the mixer pump system. Some companies have tried to use batch plant mixers. Other companies have used bigger silos that are using larger batches of concrete. Other companies are trying to ship concrete in with a truck. What's the best mixing strategy that Winsun would use? And then what's the best strategy that you'd recommend for your clients in America using a smaller printer or something?
So that's a very, very good question about the mixing system. That's one of the key. Yeah. So about 6 to 7 years ago, we tried all different type of the mixing system. Both have pros and cons. In terms of efficiency, cost, control, and the cleaning. Yeah. So what Winson is doing right now is we developed our own mixing system. The biggest difference is we have a separate system on site. We can utilize the local raw material at its best. So the sand, the cement, the aggregate, we can mix it on the site by using different separate silo system, so that all the material can be automatically mixed on the site based on our formula. The key to make it success is we have to measure precisely on each of the raw material on the site in an automatic way about the either volume or the weight, so that the formula will be precisely working at the site.
Yeah, that's a tricky thing. You mentioned the software that you're working on. I know software is such an expansive field. There's so many things the software is involved in, but can you talk a little bit about some of the interesting softwares, like future things, and how it will impact the people living in Winsun homes?
Winson developed its own software, the program. We have a professional team to working on the how to make the right software. So that is very easy and customized. And the customer, either they send us CAD format file, or they send us the traditional blueprint format, the file. Our team can all translate them into the print readable software, the software. For the past couple of years, Winson has already built a large database in the software system that accumulate all the data from the projects we did. So we are going to share our database with our clients. In that will be benefiting our customer in a large extent. So that's a program on the software. Our team focus a lot on the software.
Data collection is a really important part. I can only imagine in terms of not only the material combinations, but also the prints that you do, maybe even compression strength testing. How does somebody design a good 3D printed building? If somebody wants to, is it something that should be one-off and unique, or is it best to have all the printed buildings look the same?
Our view, the 3D printing, it combines very well about how to make the individual customized design and the mass production as well. So since there are no need for the modular tools, that saves a lot of cost already, and also it combines the modern technology and the design and the structure engineer, so that it is a systematic project. What Winsun 3D technology can achieve is using minimum cost increase, but utilize a lot of individual designs from architecture.
Very well said. And so when you're trying to think of a way to design something that's new and unique, how should architects approach designing a 3D printed building?
So for the architecture, when they have a great idea about unique designs, new designs, it's fine for them to send us the blueprints with the exact size that they want. Then we will use our the software, transform that into a readable soft like So we will our team will do is we do a lot of optimization in the water, the electricity supply, the window, the door, and etc. Those we have to do optimization, make it printable. Okay, so the traditional technology, it's great to make the square, straight structures, but for in terms of 3D, the arc type of building, that will be the huge advantage for the 3D. So 3D printing can utilize those natural force structure to make it real.
And the future of 3D printing relies on people learning how to work with this technology implemented on the job site. What skills should young people learn if they want to work with construction 3D printers?
For the 3D printing, the technology itself, for the young people they which want to join this industry, the background is not the biggest challenge for them. It's more love, the passion for the 3D printing. Yeah, so it will be this is a revolutionary industry. So as long the young generation have the passion for this industry, they will learn pretty quickly. We have new employees. They learn how to master the operation of the machine in a couple of days.
To zoom out a little bit, Mr. Ma's career, is there other work that he does outside of Winsun, or is it 100% focused on Winsun?
Mr. Ma, like your question. So he spent so far 20 years in the 3D printing industry. 3D printing, that's his only thing that he will focus. He will do nothing else. He has great passion in the 3D printing technology, equipment, software, and the systematic stuff.
Very cool. And you mentioned you're looking for people who are passionate about the technology to work with you. What has been your experience working with people in an innovative company? And I guess, do you have friends who hire people for traditional construction? How does it compare the experience for your employees?
So, Jared, we, Mr. Ma, interview the people. First, he has, of course, there are a lot of other, requirements, but the most important requirements for him is he has to be young. He has to be very passionate about this industry. Yeah, he will ask questions. Did he know Winsun? What did he know about 3D printing? If he knows nothing about Winsun, knows nothing about 3D, he will not be the one. Yeah, for us. So then another one is he has to devote himself in this industry, not only just for work. Yeah, Mr. Ma, he said that he works. This is like his love. He works Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday as well. For him, that's a lot of fun. That's not only a work. Yeah, there are employees with zero experience, but we like his passion, so we have them join the Winsun. So develop his skills quite successfully.
I was wondering, you've done so many projects internationally at this point. Where have been places that have been easier or more difficult to do 3D printed construction projects around the world?
So in terms of Mr. Ma, there are no difficult technology, no matter it's in China or overseas. The technology is there. The challenge, the difficult thing is about, there are two. One is market, the people's mindset. To change people's mindset, to people accept this 3D printing, that takes time. So it requires, time to have people to know 3D printing, to accept 3D printing. And just when you visited Winsun a couple of years ago, we have a project that's 400,000 square feet complex building. Yeah, that's requires a lot of support from the government as well. Yeah, so that comes to the second part, the regulation, the building code. So Winsun right now spend huge efforts working with Chinese government to for the building code. So we made quite a good progress in the many of the field. In the United States or worldwide, Winsun believe it's the same. The building code is a challenge. So it requires all the players in the 3D industry that work together to push the government on the building code.
That's an important step. Will the code that's worked for your buildings in China is that the same code that's accepted in Pakistan, Dubai, the United States, or does it change a little bit?
What Winsun is doing right now is we first build our factory standard, and our standard, there are quite a big part that was adopted by the Chinese government as a nation's standard. So we, through our study, when we work with other countries like Pakistan, Dubai, so basically those country will accept our factory standard. Based on that, we make some changes. So this we have another standard that we are working on is for the high building. So the high building standard, we are getting more and more, acknowledgement from both in China and overseas. So we believe the standard itself will start from factory standard first, then it will push to higher level state standard or federal standard. Yeah, it is the technology or the regulation. There are a lot of in common.
What's the next steps? Like, if you can paint a picture of the future, what does that look like?
银创下一步 do you mean the building or next building?
For Winsun, looking forward 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, far, far away, what happened? And it's hard to predict the future, and maybe it's too hard of a question, but if you want to give it a shot.
So it's more about Winsun in general, right?
Yeah, and you can take it any direction that you'd like to take.
Talking about the future of Winsun, since we apply our technology not only on the residential building, but also a lot of in the infra industry as well. So through our technology, we would like to share with the world about the benefits of 3D printing, and it's low cost, it's environmentally friendly. And on the other side, we are also very much would like to recruit young people globally to join our industry, to join Winsun, to develop, promote 3D printing technology. We believe in the next 5 years, there are more and more 3D building will come to us. And also we focus a lot on recycled material. So we will utilize more and more recycled material to build to print the building. And even more, in the future, the 3D printed building, after it's demolished, we can reutilize those material again and again. It's it's like a circle. In the end, that will save the environment significantly. And moreover, the R&D is what our focus in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. We decided to have 50% of profit that will be spent on the R&D.
Wow, that's a lot. So when you get the printer in America, would you ever consider doing a competition against another company to print a wall or something like that?
So when we bring the technology to United States, we believe it's what we bring is a new technology. We bring is the our experiences. So the 3D printing construction industry. It's a baby industry. It's still at its very initial stage. So we don't think there are competitors. There are only partners. The market is big enough. The market is, it's just a start. So for us, what we will do is we will make the first model house in United States. At that time, once we will invite the people from the industry come to visit us, to join us. And of course, the first one we would like to invite is you, Jerry.
Very nice. That'll be an awesome event. And I'm sure it'll happen very soon if you're getting your printer. Hopefully the shipping isn't so difficult. I know shipping is such a nightmare. I mean, projects, who knows? But with a little bit of luck in shipping, you get the printer in a month and you get some houses built. How long will it take to print the walls of the first house, do you anticipate? And I know it'll be a new region, the first house you print with the printer after you ship it. There's might be some challenges training a new team potentially. With all those considerations, how long might it take? And then how long will it take to do the rest of the construction, like the traditional parts, electrical, plumbing, the roof?
Okay. So for us, if it is our model house, if it's the first story, once the print is here, because the print is quite user friendly, so we can print it in 1 week.
Nice.
Basically. So if for the rest of the traditional job, if based on China's experience, it's about 2 weeks to 4 weeks time. Yeah, here probably takes longer.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Especially in California construction, there's a lot of rules in California. It's hard to become a contractor there, which is good. They have a lot of rules, so you get maybe good contractors that have experience, but somebody can't just go and get an easy license or something. But
that's true.
Yeah, I guess that's your problem dealing with the California construction industry. But the printers that you've built 400 homes. Have you sold printers? And are you able to say like how many you've sold?
As for the equipment, so far since the beginning of our factory, we sold so far about 100 units of our 3D printing.
Crazy.
Yeah, including our joint venture as well. Yeah.
Is that a lot of universities or research, construction companies? What kind of customers do you get?
So most of our customers, it's in the construction, the customer in the construction field area. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like the builder, real estate developers. Yeah.
And how do the customers benefit from each other? Do they have a network utility?
So yes, we are pretty open for our technology. So before the pandemic, every year we hold our annual meetings. We invite our customers, suppliers, the partners, and also the speakers from the same industry, 3D printing industries, to join this event, to share the information, to share the progress about 3D printing, even the technology, etc.
We've covered quite a few topics. I'm sure there's some things I forgot to ask. Is there anything left unsaid that we should cover?
So, Director, actually, Mr. Ma have one question for you. So, in the United States market, can you share how many 3D printing companies right now we have in the United States? The second one is for the 3D printing construction industry. How do you think of the industry development right now in the United States?
So for the United States companies, I think there's somewhere between 10 and 20 companies that either have a printer and are printing or have a printer ordered that they're about to start printing. And there's really only like 5 that have actually been able to successfully print a house. But then internationally, there's maybe 200 companies, and probably even more than that. I mean, you mentioned you sold 100 printers, so that's like 100 more companies. And so there's like becoming too many to count, which leads me into the next question of how the industry's developed. It's just growing so rapidly. More people are getting involved all the time. People are buying printers. Architects are wondering how they can get involved, and the whole thing is growing very quickly. The moment that I'm waiting for is when it's so much cheaper with automation than traditional construction that nobody even wants to build traditionally anymore. And so that's why I follow these companies and I try to report on the people working towards the goal of automation, because I think that construction's getting automated, and it's companies like Winsun that are figuring out how to get people away from the job site that are going to be automating construction.
Another one that Mr. Ma would like to have is have your advice on Winsun. If when Winsun into United States market, what kind of advice you will have for Winsun? And another one is Winsun, when we go to the market of international market, what kind of advice you will have, we can have from you? Yeah, right now we have enough capacity. We can annually make 300 to 500 sets of 3D printer. We also have large capacity.
Well, I don't know if I can give good advice because I'm not a business expert, and nobody else is doing this. So maybe there's a reason that it's a bad advice. So with that as a qualifier, maybe this is very bad advice, but I think you should try to be as transparent as possible, because that's so rare in 3D printed construction. It's so hard to find a real cost analysis of a completed project showing how much each subcontractor was paid, and even just the cost of the printer. I mean, I know with the supply chain issues, the cost may change with the components from your suppliers and even the raw materials like the steel, but just trying to have as much transparency as possible. And if you could find some cost transparency, maybe it's a project to do in the United States or another project somewhere else. But I haven't seen any other companies doing that. So maybe it's really stupid. I don't know.
非常好。Thank you very much.
Does Mr. Ma have any advice for me as to how I can make my videos better and improve my coverage of 3D printed construction?
Sounds good. Sounds good question. Mr. Ma said in terms of 3D printing, the videos so far you did great, and he didn't see anyone doing better than you so far. You are very professional. Ask very professional questions. So if only the advice you want, he will give you is he wants you to do the same as Mr. Ma did. 20 years, do the same thing. Spend your 50 years, do the same thing. Yeah, put a lot of that's make it great. In Mr. Ma's mind, you are already very professional in this 3D printing, and when you introduce our Dubai, the Dubai 3D printed building, all your introduction is very, very professional, impressive.
Thank you. I can't wait to keep covering the industry. I think we share the mindset that it's much better to do one thing for a long time because you get so much further than trying to do 10 different things at once. Consistency
and accumulation, for the technology, that's the thing that Mr. Ma is focused on.
This has been an incredible conversation. It's kind of eye-opening. It had been so long since I had seen the Winsun projects, and there's so much work that you've accomplished since then. I hope that we can continue to get kind of updates and keep track of all the awesome work you're doing.
Before we end this video interview, so Mr. Ma wanted me to have a little bit introduce about the USA, our initial plan.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so we would right now we are working with a couple of builders. One is in California. We work with them together to bid for the affordable home program. The first home will be 3 to 6 home in California. So we are working on that one, and we have another inquiry from Arizona, and we have inquiry from New York, New York, Florida, and Seattle, etc. So as you know, we are new to we have the technology, accumulate a lot of experience on technology, but for United States, we are new. So if there are anyone that, have the interest to work with us, we are very much welcome. You recommend us. Yeah.
And if somebody, one, what does your ideal partner look like? And two, how do they contact you?
Yeah, I'll leave you my phone number and my email address and our office address in California to you. Yeah, so that they can contact us.
Cool. That'll be in the link in the description.
It sounds great. Yeah, that's perfect. So we are looking, Mr. Ma mentioned that Winsun is looking for the partners from global. We are expanding the market globally right now. So anyone interested in buy our machine or leasing our machine or want to make the investment together with Winsun, they are very welcome to speak with us, to talk with us. We would be happy to work with them. So right now we have, as we introduced, we have 300 to 500 sets of capacity annually. So when we expand in the global market, we can utilize our technology to minimize the use of the material, the labor. As we all know, the labor shortage is a big thing right now in the United States. So our customer definitely will benefiting from the new technology. Yeah, what we want is help the Earth, the globe, to reduce the carbon, to save the energy, and build our home in a more environmental friendly way. That's our vision. For the 3D printing, that's a dream for Mr. Mike's 20 years dream so far. So he wants to continue this dream. And the fundamental, the dream for him is to build the house in a completely new technology way, so that we can minimize the global warming and provide the consumer with less expensive and more economic way, more beautiful home.
That's a beautiful mission, and it's one that you've been working hard towards, and it's good to hear that it's going to continue occupying the majority of your attention. I'm eager for the next time that we get to talk about all the updates that you'll have from now to then. The most exciting thing for me is pace of innovation. So it's always great to see all the new things you're working on.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was a pleasure.